So while you're playing, eventually some of the shapes start to feel familiar. It's like, okay, I've already played with this one, or I've seen that one before, and you also start to pick up on some similarities between the shapes. One question that might come up while you're playing is, how many shapes are there? Are there like infinite different shapes, or is this something I can actually wrap my head around? So I want to show you the whole group of shapes all at once. These are all of the shapes you're going to see in this playlist, and here's how you read this group. If a pair of shapes are right next to each other, like this, or this, or this, or even these two, then they get to be a shape. But if they're not right next to each other, like those, or these, or even those two, then they don't get to be a shape. So the first shape we played with was this pair right in the middle. And the shape for the song that's playing right now is right here. Also, notice how every shape on one side has its mirror image on the other side. And this symmetry makes the shapes even easier to remember, because if you know one shape, you can think of its opposite, and then you know two shapes instead of just one. Now, I think it's pretty great to be able to play without having to name any of these shapes, or having to name any of the notes that make them up, because in a way, the keyboard itself and the contour of the shape already works as a kind of name. What note is it? Well, it's that note. What shape is it? Well, it's the shape that goes like this. But when it comes to a group of shapes, having names can help us out. Here's how shape names work. The keyboard has keys that stick up, the top keys, and keys that don't stick up, the bottom keys. You can name any shape by its number of top keys and whether they're on the right or the left side of the shape. So this pair right here, it has one top key, and it's on the right side of the shape, so it's called one to the right. And its opposite has one top key on the left side of the shape, so it's called one to the left. Then this pair right here, it has two top keys, and they're on the right, so it's called two to the right. And this has 1, 2 on the left, so it's two to the left. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 to the right, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 to the left. The shape in the middle is called the top shape because it's centered on the top keys, and the one on the end is the bottom shape because it uses all of the bottom keys. The bottom shape, it repeats on either side of the group because the group sort of wraps around on itself. So if we look at the shape that's playing right now, it's right here, and let's see, it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 top keys, and they're on the right side of the shape, so it's 5 to the right. If I switch songs, this one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and they're on the left, so it's 5 to the left. If I switch again, here, our shape is that one. It has 1, 2, 3 top keys. They're on the right, so it's 3 to the right. So give this a try yourself. Play along with some different songs, just like you were doing before, but now, when a new shape comes up, name it for yourself first, like, oh, this is 2 to the left, and then play with it. When you name a shape, pay attention to how the name describes the contour of the shape, and it also tells you the shape's position within the larger group. So you start to get a feeling for how that shape is related to other shapes in the group. Just like before, don't be shy to play with songs you aren't familiar with. And also, you don't need to try to memorize the shapes. You'll get to know them gradually just by playing with them. So see what you come up with. And when you feel comfortable naming and playing with each new shape that shows up, that's when you're ready to come back for more.